Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our English Learning Story channel. Today, we are going to listen to a wonderful story called A Day in My Life. This story is perfect for beginners and intermediate English learners. You will learn useful daily vocabulary, common English expressions, and natural sentence structures while following a simple and meaningful day in the life of a student. So relax, listen carefully, and enjoy today's story. Let's begin. My name is Benny, and I am a student. Like many people, I have dreams, goals, responsibilities, and challenges. Every day may seem ordinary from the outside, but when I look closely, I realize that each day is filled with opportunities to learn, grow, and become a better person. This is the story of a typical day in my life. My day usually begins at 6 o'clock in the morning. Before my alarm clock rings, I sometimes wake up naturally because my room slowly fills with sunlight. The warm golden light enters through the window and creates a peaceful atmosphere. The sound of birds singing outside often becomes the first thing I hear. For a few moments, I remain in bed and enjoy the quiet morning. Then I remind myself that a new day has begun and that I should start it with a positive attitude. I slowly get out of bed and stretch my arms. Although I still feel a little sleepy, I know that staying in bed too long will only make me lazy. Therefore, I immediately begin my morning routine. The first thing I do is make my bed. My parents taught me that keeping things organized is an important habit. A clean room helps create a clear mind. After making my bed, I walk to the bathroom to brush my teeth and wash my face. The cold water instantly wakes me up. As I look into the mirror, I smile and tell myself, today will be a good day. After that, I take a quick shower. The fresh water makes me feel energized and ready for whatever challenges the day may bring. Once I finish getting ready, I choose clean clothes and organize my school materials. I carefully check my books, notebooks, and pens. I always prefer being prepared rather than rushing at the last minute. Soon the smell of breakfast fills the house. My mother is already cooking in the kitchen. I walk to the dining room and greet my family. Good morning, I say. Good morning, my parents reply. My younger sister is usually still sleepy, but she eventually joins us at the table. Breakfast is one of my favorite parts of the day. It is not only about food, but also about spending time together as a family. As we eat, we talk about our plans for the day. My father often gives advice about responsibility and hard work. My mother reminds us to stay healthy and be kind to others. Although these conversations are simple, they mean a lot to me. After breakfast, I help clean the table before preparing to leave for school. I put on my shoes, pick up my backpack, and say goodbye to my family. Have a great day, my mother says. Study hard, my father adds. I will, I reply. Then I step outside and begin my journey to school. The morning air feels cool and refreshing. The streets are becoming busier as people begin their daily activities. Some people are exercising in nearby parks. Others are riding bicycles or motorcycles to work. Small shops are opening for business, and students are walking toward their schools. As I walk, I enjoy observing the world around me. Every person seems to have their own story, their own goals, and their own challenges. About halfway to school, I meet my best friend, Vanak. Good morning, he says. Good morning, I reply. We walk together and talk about many things. Sometimes we discuss homework. Sometimes we talk about sports, movies, or future dreams. These conversations make the journey feel shorter and more enjoyable. Soon we arrive at school. The school grounds are full of students talking, laughing, and preparing for classes. Teachers stand near the entrance and greet everyone warmly. We enter our classroom and prepare for the first lesson. The morning lessons begin with English class. English is one of my favorite subjects because it allows me to communicate with people from different countries and cultures. Our teacher introduces new vocabulary words and asks us to practice using them in sentences. I carefully take notes and participate in class discussions. Whenever I learn a new word, I try to remember it and use it later in conversation. Learning a language requires patience and practice, but I enjoy the challenge. After English class, we study mathematics. Some lessons are easy, while others require more effort. Whenever I encounter a difficult problem, I remind myself not to give up. Instead of becoming frustrated, I focus on finding a solution step by step. This approach has helped me improve not only in mathematics but also in life. Challenges often seem difficult at first, but persistence usually leads to success. As the morning continues, we attend several more classes. Some involve reading and writing, while others involve group activities and discussions. I enjoy working with my classmates because we help each other learn. Teamwork makes difficult tasks easier and more enjoyable. Eventually, the lunch bell rings. Students quickly leave their classrooms and head toward the lunch area. I sit with my friends under a large tree near the school field. The weather is warm, but the shade keeps us comfortable. We open our lunch boxes and begin eating together. During lunch, we talk about many different topics. One friend shares a funny story about his younger brother. Another talks about a movie he watched over the weekend. The conversation is filled with laughter and jokes. Moments like these remind me that school is not only about studying, it is also about friendship, communication, and creating memories. After lunch, we spend a few minutes relaxing before returning to class. The afternoon lessons begin. Although I sometimes feel a little tired after lunch, I do my best to stay focused. The teacher gives us exercises and assignments to complete. I work carefully and ask questions whenever I need help. Over time, I have learned that asking questions is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of curiosity and a desire to learn. Eventually, the final lesson ends. The school bell rings, signaling the end of the school day. Students begin packing their bags and preparing to go home. I say goodbye to my teachers and classmates before leaving the classroom. As I walk home, the afternoon sun casts long shadows across the streets. The atmosphere feels peaceful. I think about everything I learned during the day. Some lessons were academic, others were personal. Every day teaches us something valuable if we pay attention. When I arrive home, my mother greets me warmly. "How was school?" she asks. "It was good," I reply. I tell her about the lessons, the activities, and the conversations I had with friends. She listens carefully and encourages me to continue working hard. After changing my clothes, I take a short break. Then I begin my homework. Some assignments are easy, while others require more concentration. I work steadily and avoid distractions. Completing my homework gives me a sense of accomplishment. It feels good to know that I am making progress. Later in the evening, my family gathers for dinner. This is another part of the day that I truly enjoy. We sit together, share food, and talk about our experiences. My father talks about work. My mother shares news about relatives and neighbors. My sister tells funny stories about her day. Everyone listens and laughs together. These moments strengthen our family bond. After dinner, I help clean the table and prepare for the next day. I organize my books, review my lessons, and make sure everything is ready. Being prepared helps reduce stress and allows me to start the next day confidently. Before going to bed, I sometimes read a book or practice English vocabulary. I enjoy learning new words and improving my language skills. Even 15 minutes of practice each day can make a big difference over time. Finally, it is time to sleep. I lie down on my bed and think about the day. It was not a perfect day. No day ever is. However, it was meaningful. I learned new things. I spent time with friends. I shared moments with my family. I worked toward my goals. And I became a little better than I was yesterday. As I close my eyes, I feel grateful. Grateful for my family. Grateful for my education. Grateful for my friends. And grateful for another day of life. Tomorrow will bring new opportunities, new lessons, and new experiences. But for now, I am ready to rest. Slowly, I drift off to sleep, knowing that another wonderful day awaits me tomorrow. Thank you for listening to today's English learning story. I hope you enjoyed a day in my life and learned useful English vocabulary and expressions. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to learn, grow, and become a better version of yourself. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more English learning stories. See you in the next story. Goodbye.